being outside in the dating pool. You, somebody who doesn't know how to swim. It's a lot easier to land a deal as a woman, right? To be the one who does the approaching. There's almost like 100% success rate. The women should have no shame in their game when it comes to approaching a man. Oh, you're from Ghana? Oh, you're African? You look controlling. What does that mean?
I've actually been on a dating app once.
Hey.
I met you, right? I thought you were kind of cute. I thought you were all right. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
hold on. Let me stop you right there. Cute? Damn, what's up, daddy? Like, I like you. What's your number? Put it in night. Here we go again. You know, it's like, it's a sport that you gotta love. Relationships is an extreme sport. You got two people from completely different spectrums of life, connecting, trying to balance it all out. People go take girls out on several dates just to knock boots. Are you laughing? Yeah, you think you know English more than me. I think your mindset about that is kind of wrong.
I realized that a lot of younger guys were the ones that were approaching me. And I don't know if that is because they were more bold.
Yes, granted, there's a man.
But why would you be in a relationship with someone that you feel you have to train?
Now, my tolerance, I don't want to wait till like I feel like, hey, my life, I almost died off of that one. Like, this one almost killed me. I don't need to get to that point in life to realize that, like, no, I don't want to be with you.
You're going to have disagreements. You have to work through them. You're going to have to compromise. And so there's going to be a lot to it. Like, do you really want a relationship?
Like, like, you gotta give me something out of the night. Me, I was like, nope, I'm afraid. Yes, okay, you even resist me. Yeah? Want me resist myself. That's serious.
I'm struggling to hear you a little bit. So if you see me go like this, it's because I'm trying to hear what you're saying.
Okay. So I should project my voice.
There you go. Projection is what we need.
Inside voice. Oh, no, my outside voice.
Yeah, you know that. No, you put on that voice. You know the one that men like to use in the mornings when they're talking to a girl. That voice.
What is that singer's name? Barry something.
Barry White.
Yeah, Barry White. Gotta use my Barry White voice. You know? Yes, of course. Big. We back again today. You know, me and Mortadella, we're here to tantalize your life.
Hey, look at this romantica. You're a romantica.
You got problems.
Me, I'm not the one who sat there and did the voice for like 30 seconds. What do you mean?
You're the one who commanded me to do it. So it means I'm doing it now, and then now I'm the problem. Hey.
Wow. It's like that, huh?
It's like that.
Okay.
What's good?
All right, let's get into it.
So every day you're asking me the questions. Let me ask you some questions.
You can ask me some questions. Okay, let me do my intro. You can ask me some questions. Me, I'm an open book, you know. Hey guys, welcome back to More to Love. I'm here with Mr. Biggs.
Of course.
And of course myself, Mortadella. Okay, so today we're gonna start by talking, sharing some of our experiences in dating. Because obviously both of us have been divorced. Well, not obviously. We've both been divorced and we've both gone out there and tried to date. So I thought it would be helpful, or we thought it would be helpful, to talk about and share some of our experiences of what that's like. Because it can be kind of scary. Well, it was for me anyway. I don't know what your experience was like, but for me, I found it quite difficult to go out there and date. And so there were a few things for me, I think, especially when I felt like I was ready to date. I was scared to tell people I was dating because I was ready to date because I felt like I was going to be judged, you know. But I felt ready. I was like, listen, what is out here? What's going on? What have I been missing, you know? But, huh?
What is out here?
Yeah, what's out here? It's almost like a door.
Boys, assemble! I'm outside.
Hey guys, I'm here. Yeah. So I wanted to know what was outside, but I was scared because I was a bit worried about judgment from other people. So that was one of the things I had to tackle first. But I don't know what it was like for you. You were ready to date like 5 years after being divorced, right? That's when you felt really ready to start dating. Is that what you said?
I think seriously dating, like, you know.
Yeah.
No, I said me. I'm asking you the questions. Why are we going into me first?
Oh, but we're both sharing now. Okay, go on. You cannot.
You share this. You see how you reversed it. You had Jedi mind trick.
Hey.
You tell not to open my mouth.
You
tell Tell us about you being outside. Eh? Being outside in the dating pool. You, somebody who doesn't know how to swim. Tell us.
Why are you telling people I don't know how to swim?
You know how to swim. So tell me, what was happening in the dating when you decided that you wanted to date?
Okay, so when I decided I wanted to date, I didn't know where to start, to be honest with you, because I'm like, okay, where do I go? How do I let people know that I'm available? Like, how do you start with that?
Single.
Do you know what I mean? There's no signboard. There's not like nothing you put on your head to say single and looking. There's no sign. So like that was the first thing. How do you let people know? Because some people know my divorce story, you know, but for those that don't know me, like, how do you know that I'm single? Like, where do I go to find people to date? That was my first struggle. Yeah. So I was pretty much relying on my friends to be like, oh, I know this guy that you might be. So I relied on that for a little bit. But I mean, that's,
Okay.
you know, it's a dead pool, really. And so it was difficult, like, to find someone, but, you know, we'll start there. I mean, it was tough. It was tough, definitely.
My takeaway from all that talking you did was simply, basically, I got recommendations from friends, so that was it.
No, but nothing actually pulled off. I never actually went on a date with anybody that my friends had recommended, because for starters,
I'm not really necessarily asking which dates did you go on. I mean, I want, like, okay, I'll share me, right? Because
see, he likes talking.
you see ahead. You are back to where you wanted to begin it at in the first place. You see ahead.
The natural order of things.
Okay, so for me, like, whether it was casually dating or seriously dating, it was hard to just do because, like, even though I like being outside, I like to be outside to have a good time. I'm not, hey, pull up in the club, pick somebody up in the club, drop some pickup lines. Like, that's not me. I have friends who do that. That's not me. And I like to stay in my own lane. So I feel like the first thing I definitely started with was dating apps. Like, the dating apps. But even the dating apps, it's like, man, you're swiping to that kingdom come. That's a different type of pool. It's a very shallow pool, you know, when it comes to the dating apps, because I think it serves its purpose in connecting people, but a lot of people don't disclose a lot of information about themselves on there, right? And then here you are, you're more prone to getting catfished and all of this stuff. We're not even going to go into that, you know? But it was a rude awakening. But I realized that it took a while for me to really connect with people on the app, much less take it off the app and meet them in person. The majority of, and that's why that was my takeaway from what you said. Majority of my connections came from mutual friends, mutual settings. Like, as much, like, I'm never comfortable approaching a girl in the club. I don't know, maybe that's just not my type, whatever, right? Unless maybe they come in the circle of friends that come, because I feel like, depending on the mutual friend that either brought you here or whatever, it's how I can judge the company that you keep, right? Okay, like, you came here with this person, so you got to be at least this caliber at the very least, right? Hopefully, and that will make me comfortable enough to approach you. You know, the other aspect is, of course, if somebody takes a liking to you and you can just tell, like, a girl is flirting with you, like, oh, okay, like, we men, like, and this is like when I have like these conversations of late, right? You have people talking about, like, oh, pursuing you and you're not pursuing me, apply pressure, like, if it's not mutual, what is the point?
That's a really good point, actually.
If it's not mutual, you want me to chase you? Like, what am I, the police? Like, I'm not about to chase you to commit a crime. Like, what are we doing here? If especially in this current climate, it's a lot easier to land, and I'm gonna use these terms, like, you know what I'm saying? It's some transaction, but it's a lot easier to land a deal as a woman, right? To be the one who does the approaching. There's almost like 100% success rate.
You think so?
Oh yeah. when we approach a woman, we know that it's 50-50. Like it could go left, it could go right. We are more inclined to rejection than women are. That's the truth. And we're so used to it, like it's part of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's like you see somebody and whether they're in your league, out of your league, whatever, it doesn't mean anything. All it means is it's either gonna be a yes or a no. If they're feeling you. You feel me? Whereas with guys, like if you look at a guy as a girl, if you look at a guy and a guy looks at you back, that is already clean light. Like, you know what I'm saying? Green light. But as a guy, if you look at a girl and a girl looks at you back, she could be, for us, it's like, she's like, what the fuck is that weird looking at me? Why is that looking at me like that? You know what I'm saying? Whereas a guy's like, oh, she looked back at me. Let's go. You feel me? So we move differently.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I just think it's difficult for a woman to make the first move in the way that you're saying, because sometimes not even rejection is a part of it, but not just that. I feel like if you give most guys an opportunity to smash, they will. And so it's not that they're necessarily even looking back at you to say, oh, it's because I like her too. It could be, oh, this girl's open, let me see what I can get. And so that would, anyway, for me, that would be my fear in making the first move. Does he really actually like me? Or is it because he just like, oh, she looks easy?
Absolutely. But that's a handicapped thought, because you can't make that decision just based off of a high. You could literally go and talk to that. You can see the guy from afar. Oh my God, everything about him is like, okay, very attractive. Let me just go and say hi to him. You can say hi to him and he opens his mouth and you're like, oh God, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, those teeth are open. You know what I'm saying? I see what I wanted to see. Yeah. And you can come up with whatever. Like, oh, okay. You look like somebody I thought I knew, but I realized that, oh, you're not. Go ahead, just keep moving. Like, oh God.
Thanks for the line. I might have to write that down.
Oh, dodge the bullet, right? Anything can happen in that state. But the reality is, like, and I'm only saying this for the women who see something that they like, right? If you go to a space and you don't see something like you like, whatever. If the competition is too thick for you, the women should have no shame in their game when it comes to approaching a man, especially if it's a man that they desire. You know what I'm saying? Because they have a higher chance of that energy being reciprocated versus a man's approach, right? Granted, you don't want to make it easy for the man, whatever. You were saying something along the lines of like, oh, women are hesitant to do that because it makes them look easy, basically.
Yeah.
And I don't agree. I don't necessarily agree. At least a man of my caliber, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I look at it like, oh, she's attracted to me. Simple as that. Not, oh, she's loose. Oh, she's like, the fuck. It's not like you came up to me and flashed me. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's like, oh, like.
Do you not think that some men would also find that intimidating?
Absolutely. But you know what I'm saying? There are women who can approach a man, right? And shift his thoughts, for lack of better words. Like, even if he's intimidated, I feel like if, as a woman, if you really like a man, or if you find a man very attractive, like, those are not the things that necessarily stop. Like, okay, if you want a man who takes charge and all of that good stuff, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta also understand the atmosphere these days. Like, men who are even like men in their own rights are sometimes hesitant being that caliber of men to certain women, because they don't want to be labeled these, crazy labels that people just throw around these, like, around, oh, you come up crazy. Oh, like, bruh, just even being African. Just the fact that you're African. I've had literally people like, oh, you're from Ghana? Oh, you're African? You look controlling. What does that mean?
Huh?
How does a person look? What do you mean by that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
More for us. More for us.
They say a lot of, like, they will say a lot of, like, I've heard a lot of wild, outlandish things, right? Which is, some people just, everybody's level of maturity, right? And when I say maturity, we're not talking about just age. We're talking about, like, just life experiences, right? I feel like the more you experience in life, the more exposed that you get to information, the more you can make an educated guess. So if like you can't, people only judge from their level of experience, right? If they're not well traveled, if they're not whatever, and they hear, oh, you're African, then that's when the notions of, oh, what they've seen on TV, what they've heard from people, what cases come in, and then you understand that, oh, like, all right, is this somebody that I want to spend the time with educating about the realities of who I am, much less where I come from? You know what I'm saying? Or do I not want to waste my time? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is, and as a man, rather actually, as a person, you have that right to decide that, you know what, I want to spend the time and energy to educate this person because it's well worth it. It's whether experience or investment. Because come on now, let's be realistic. Time is an investment. You about to spend the time and energy to teach somebody something, that's a hell of an investment, right? Especially in a setting where you get to know somebody. It's ridiculous. Or you want to move on to the next. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. Like, this is too much work. You know, find the right person. So that is, I think it's a very, when it comes to dating, it's a very plain field. Like, we need to remove these obstacles of a man has to do this, a woman has to do this, right? And this is just the first step. Let's not like, oh boy, let's not even go to like actual going out on dates. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. So, you mentioned the dating app thing. I've actually been on a dating app once.
Hey.
I actually did it as an experiment. But so I actually joined this dating app as an experiment, right? Because I wanted to see what was out there. And I think I was on it for like 3 days, and literally the whole time my finger was just like swipe. I was like, this is exhausting. This is not something that I want to do. Like, there's no connection. It just feels really lifeless. Honestly, for me personally, I'd prefer to meet someone in person. So, and I think as well, as a woman, if you're going to approach a man, you have to have a certain type of character. Like, okay, so for me, I'm quite playful, right? And so I can approach a man in a playful way, but maybe in the back of my mind, I like him, but I don't really want him to know I like him, but I'll talk to him.
You see, that's that toxic stuff. That's that toxic stuff they're talking about. You see, they're like,
it's toxic.
There was a post out there, and the guy's like, I don't understand what is happening out here in dating. You want me to approach you, but if I start acting like I like you too much, then it puts you off. But if I act you like I'm enough, then
no. No, I don't mean like that. Okay, so for example,
I want you to do that.
No. It wasn't even like that. No, it wasn't like that. So, okay, for example, right? Like, let me give you a real life example. Like, when I met you, right? I thought you were kind of cute. I thought you were all right. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd seen you a few times.
Cute. Hold on. Let me stop you right there. Cute? That's for like puppies, dogs, little birdies. Cute. You see a majestic man like this in front of you. That's the word. Go back to school. Go back to school and find a better adjective.
Okay. Right. I saw this. I saw you, and I thought, wow, this guy's handsome. Is that better?
Handsome is mediocre, but I'll take it. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes. So I thought, this guy's handsome. I've seen him around. I've never spoken to him before. And then I got the opportunity. You were sitting at a table, and I came and sat on the same table as you. And then I just introduced myself. I was like, oh, hi. And I asked you your name, right? And then we just started a conversation. And for me, it can be as relaxed. Why are you smiling like that?
So hold on, that was you plotting against me. Plotting, like, what was that? That was you chipping.
I wasn't plotting anything.
You weren't breaking the ice. You were just chipping away on the ice just to see.
Yeah, I was. I just wanted to know a little bit more about you, but I wanted to do it in a way where I wasn't obligated to anything. So because it was an event, it was like, you go around, you're talking to different people. So it was kind of like that. But obviously, the more I got to know you, I realized that there was nothing.
The more you got you realize what? Go ahead, say it with chest.
The more, the more, hey,
The more you got to
like,
that's
you
nice
know,
necklace,
and
by
then,
the way.
you like this
The more,
necklace?
yeah, it's beautiful.
Someone gave it to me.
The la, we'll get to that later. So the more you what, got to know me.
No, the more I got to speak to you, the more I knew a little bit more about you, and it was just an easy conversation. So it was easy for us to become friends. And so I think if you have that kind of connection with someone, it's easy to then take it to the next level. If you want to go to the next level with a person, now you've established a friendship, and you can build upon that. And so it's up to you if you want to go to the next level or not, because you started out as friends, and then you kind of feel each other out. For me, that's an easier way to go than to approach someone and say, "Oh, I like you." You know that I
Saying, but I'm not saying that it has to be. Damn, what's up, daddy? Like I like you. What's your number? Put it in. No, I'm not saying that.
But
I'm saying,
you have been approached like that before, because I've been with you and someone has approached you and told you that they like you, right?
yes,
I lie.
I didn't say you
And
lied.
tell me how. I'm hotting you up now. So tell me what that was like for you. How did that feel? What did that make you think?
For me, it's as simple as this. Me, I tell people, I said, me, when women approach me, I said, please, I'm begging you, you don't want my wahala. Me, I might look, I might look like this, but I'm really like this. You don't want. So save yourself. Run the other way. But I don't know, and I do that with every woman who approaches me because I am just. Hey, God, how do I say this without sounding like somebody who's just getting, that some flower gets for their bees, But as often as it happens, I don't know, Charlie. I'm in a place where peace of mind. I'm like that. We don't talk about, and that, we do talk about because that's why we're here, right? There is a certain level of fear that I don't know if other men deal with it, but I deal with when it comes. It's a certain level of exhaustion, that after like so much heartbreak, so much disappointment, so much everything, it's like, oh my God, like here we go again. It's like it's a sport that you gotta love, right?
Yeah.
I don't love the sports of dating. I love the sports of companionship. Like I love to be in a relationship. I love to have a woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm in a state where sometimes it's like it's not necessarily that I want to get to the good part, but like the juggling, the juggling of somebody who is not yours, right?
I mean, even at a point, yeah, I think that, we've been out several times together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Been places together, as friends, and, people have assumed stuff about us.
Of course.
And I remember one time, I think we were out somewhere, and then you said to me, I'm a dangerous man, and I was like, what does that mean? But I think you're more trying to say that you're complicated in some ways. And in some ways, we all are complicated, right? We all have our complications. You have to know who you are. Do you know what I mean? And if someone's willing to accept you like that, then cool. But if not, you don't want to waste your energy as well.
That part, because I like to hit females with the reality of like not all that glitters is gold, right?
Yeah.
Because I know that when it comes to women, and I want women to also understand that when it comes to men, and especially when it comes to me, like I got my flaws. I guess when it comes to dating and you're constantly having to reintroduce yourself to people, it gets exhausting. Here we go again. What's your favorite color? What do you like to do? It's like, okay, I'm tired. After you do that so often, you're wrong. Those are just the surface level. Those are just level thing, but they also matter. But after you do that so often, you're like, if it's not flowing effortlessly, if it's not organic, if it's got to be forced, you seem to steer away from it, right? Because you get to a space. When you get to this, when you have gotten comfortable in being in your own bubble, right? But for lack of better words, being alone. You know, with that, you're like, man, this. now I got to. Now I'm about to start this person. Now this person going to ask me, where have you been all day? Now I have to report to this person. Now it's like, hold on, like that's like I'm not ready to get back into this realm. So I do this
Yeah.
thing where it's kind of like I like to. I don't know. Maybe I guess that's what some women might do. I don't know. Give a little bit of resistance, right? It's not. I'm not asking for you to apply pressure, but it's like, what do you really want? Are you looking for a good time? Like let's cut the crap. You know what I'm saying? So that we can really like what like I will straight up ask you like, so what brought you here? What attracted you? Like what was it like? You know what I'm saying? And if you can't articulate that to me, I'm just like, bro, this is about to be a waste of time. I'm gonna find a way to just get out of here. You feel me? And as a man, as a human being, not even as a man, because I feel like women should do this as well. It's just kind of like when you're in the space of peace, you will do whatever you need to do to protect that peace, and that's where like it's just like you have to fit in. How are you coming in here to contribute to my peace of mind? If there's no contribution, then go ahead.
Do you feel like you sometimes get exhausted because of having gone through all the battles in marriage beforehand, that when it comes to dating, it kind of there's some remnants from that, and it kind of makes it's tiring?
Marriage, like, you know, dating, like relationships is an extreme sport. it's an extreme sport, you know. You got two people, and in most situations you got two people from completely different spectrums of life connecting, trying to balance it all out and see where they mesh, right? And wherever they clash, trying to come to a resolution to, you know what I'm saying, to just bond, for lack of better words, bond and pursue this thing called life. It's tough. It's tough. It's not easy, you know. Different perspectives.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've literally met women who are beyond okay with going 50-50. Matter of fact, they have no problem disclosing, like, listen, all right, I make this, I make more than you. I make jokes about it. Oh, I'll take, like, I can handle that aspect. Like, hold on, no. And then as a man, you have to deal with your ego, or at least the calculation I am. I've had to check my ego where I'm just kind of like have to be okay with somebody. I won't necessarily say taking the helm, because it's not taking the helm. It's just this is their contribution. This is how they want to contribute, and it's like you have to have that internal dialogue of like, yo, stop feeling less than, stop, because we're all, as men, we're indoctrinated that like, yo, this is your job, this is what you're supposed to do, you know, provide physically, mentally, you know, whatever the case. If somebody's in this position where you're just as capable, if not more capable than you should be okay with stepping back and you know, letting them do that. But it's all about capability.
I think you have to also take into consideration a person's background too, right? So for me, because in my marriage beforehand, I was the breadwinner, right? And that has left an emotional scar on me. If I'm dating, I don't want to do any 50-50. I don't want to. Because I need something. There's something that I'm looking for because I didn't have it before. So I'm looking for a partner that I know that when we go out, I feel taken care of. And that doesn't mean abuse the situation, because I'm a big believer. I'm not going to order anything off the menu that I couldn't pay for myself anyway. So I would do it within reason. But for me personally, I need that. I'm not about to go on a first date and say, oh, let me pay for my half. I'm not, like, I like that gentlemanly thing. And so I want to see that, because that's something that I need.
I don't, like, hey, that's you. I get that. But I don't logically agree with that. Not saying that's what I wouldn't do or whatever the case is. The reason why I wouldn't agree with that is that, again, that's why I use those words. I say capability, right? In marriage, I get where you're coming from. It's like there's so many layers that I want to, for lack of better words, attack here. So the first thing, when you were saying something about being like you were such a breadwinner, it's an emotional scar, whatever the case is. I think your mindset about that is kind of wrong, right? In the sense that, just like this, recently there was a lady who had gone viral, and she was just saying, just because I make the money does not make me red money, right? Which I'm like, that is what I feel like is missing in marriages now. And I'm not even talking dating. We'll get to that, right? In marriages now is that, and I wanted to kind of like roll over into that next level where, yes, sometimes you can even check your ego, but in checking your ego, you shouldn't completely get rid of it, because there are some women who have the mentality that because I'm paying, because I'm doing this, now I'm the man. No, that's not.
No. So I just want to readdress what I said, because I don't want anyone to get it confused.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything wrong in partnership, putting your money together if that's what you want to do, and all of that. But I think in my situation, the level was different, because this person wasn't working and didn't want to work. And so everything was on me. Now that's different to, you're going through a bad spot, and so let me cover while you're going through this. So those are, I just want to make the distinction that those are two different things, because I'm very much about partnership. Like, you ain't got it this time, I got it. That's a different thing altogether from what I'm saying. So I just want to clarify that, because I don't want anyone to come start typing inside the comments and come for me, because that's not what I'm saying.
You don't even have to come. Me, myself, I'm coming for you right now. Me, myself, I'm coming for you right now. But I'm saying, okay, well, before we get to marriage, because I feel like marriage, we're talking right now, since we're on the surface level of dating, let's focus on dating, right? I don't think dating, that's the right approach to date, right? Granted, just because that's not the right approach to date, still they're going, like, it comes in so many, there's no right way or wrong way to doing it. I say this to say, I don't want to put out the unrealistic expectations for people, because if you are dating, aka you're getting to know this person, it's not just it shouldn't be just a one-sided investment. You know what I'm saying? Because all it looks like is this man is constantly just trying to get to know you. It will get to a point where it's like, all right, me too, I'm tired. And then what? And then what?
Yeah, because the man has to feel like he's getting something back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because even if it's like, sometimes it's not even about, because if somebody's really dating for like a life partner, not just for a good time, because some people go take girls out on several dates just to knock boots. Good.
Yeah.
Some people take girls on several dates to get to know them. You know what I'm saying? To study them, to see how they move, whatever the case is. Right? Yeah. So after like 1 date, 2 dates, it's like, all right, fine. Maybe I'll cover the first date, I'll cover the second date. But if there's going to be a third date and I am not seeing any return of my investment, my first investment, what is, you know what I'm saying? If conversations haven't taken a certain turn towards, like, we're not discussing certain things, it's like, what am I doing? Honestly, I'm the type of person, right? Okay, let's go to me, how I was dating, right? How I took dating. To me, my approach to dating is, especially when it would be on the apps, it's like, all right, after a while, it got to a point where I preferred the apps, or again, the mingling, the situations where we're all co-mingling, and I'm like, okay, I know you through this person, now let's get a number. Let's exchange numbers. Now, in the next week or 2 weeks, how we communicate is what is going to determine that we're going to go out, much less if I'm even going to be the one who fronts that bill, right? Because what are we about to, like, if we can't, I hate the conversations of like, oh, okay, like we're talking on the phone, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, I'll say that's when we meet in person. Like, what? Why? It sounds like a setup.
Yeah.
Like, are you this? It's like, is that all you got, that you have to save that conversation till later?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what if we meet in person and I'm like, oh my God, I really don't like you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That conversation. So it's like, I feel like those 2 weeks, it's like, bruh, especially if you don't intend on going like 50-50 and all of that stuff, put it all out there as quickly, as soon as you, like, go through the process of elimination. You know what I'm saying? Spend the hour, spend the 2 hours of conversating, block out that time, because time is money, right? Everybody's time is valuable, but block off that time. Again, we're in the technological era. You can drop voice notes Are you laughing? Yeah, you think you know English more than me.
Oh. I keep telling you, English is not your first language, so
I'm a prince of Adam for a reason. That's that. I'm a Labadi boy. Okay.
yes.
So if I buy on here, I will buy with pride.
We forgive you.
Huh?
We forgive you.
Good. Like I want to forgive it. Listen, English is not like my language. Don't come and harass me. But I say all that to say basically, if you are whatever the case is that you're looking for, you have to also put your best foot forward. So that you actually get what you want, either looking for, that you or you're gonna get. You get what you deserve.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're giving ass and you ass, you can't be mad.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's exhausting,
so I mean,
wait, sorry, go ahead.
When I went back onto the dating scene, one of the things that I realized was that obviously I'm of a certain age, right? I'm in my 40s. I realized that a lot of younger guys were the ones that were approaching me. And I don't know if that is because they were more bold or what it is. And it wasn't just me. I know other women that are my age and they have the same issue. Younger guys were just approaching them. And I mean, that's nice, but it's like, how do you navigate that? Do you know what I mean? Like, because I feel like me, who's been married and I have children, you're approaching me, you're young. The first thing I feel like I need to do is I need to find out, have you ever been married before? Do you have kids? Like, because I can't attach myself to somebody who's never been married, doesn't have kids, because I feel like we're in totally different life spaces. And that's a dynamic coming from marriage that now I have to deal with. Beforehand, I didn't have to deal with that, but now that's another element. The kind of guy that's now approaching you. So a guy might approach you with all the confidence, say, I like you, but at some stage, you're going to have to say to him, I'm divorced, or I'm going through a divorce, I have children. Like, they need to understand your life space.
Absolutely.
How do you navigate that?
I don't think it's necessarily how you navigate that, because everything is different. But how I've come to understand things, or how I've come to experience things, is this. A lot of older women are winning right now simply because we, the younger men, don't even know that they're older than us. You know what I'm saying? They are taking very good care of themselves, that in comparison to girls our age, it's like, we're like, girls our age are looking like the women's ages that we're pursuing, if that makes sense. You're coming across women and you're like, damn, this girl gotta be like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they're even approaching, they're like, you look at how they're taking care of themselves, you know, like they're caked up to, you know, their face is really caked up, looking like some typical African aunties, and they're like, hey, they're coming at you. And you're like, yeah, shorty gotta be at least, you know, like. And then you're like, oh, okay. And it's like, you know, as a man, you're kind of hesitant. I'm not. I'm blatant. Listen, I will do anything and everything to put you up before I even attract you. I will ask the rude question. How old are you? You know? And they're like, you know you're not supposed to ask a lady's age. And I'm like, huh? How old are you? Mm-hmm. How do I look? Uh-huh. You know you are setting yourself up for failure. Because me, I would tell you how you look.
Yeah.
When you open your mouth, you say it, and then now you're in trouble. Hey, they want to attack you. Don't give.
I think it's fair.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's fair. I ask guys all the time, if you slide into my DMs and you try to talk to me, the first question I'm going to ask, how old are you? I ask guys all the time, how old are you? Because that number makes a difference to me. Like, I'm not wasting my time here. I'm not. Yeah. How old are you?
But it's double standards, though. Let's be realistic. There's double standards in this. Women can.
Why?
You guys can do that by heart. But what a man do? Oh, World War III.
Honestly speaking, I personally wouldn't be offended if someone asked me how old I am.
Because look at you.
Yes, okay, yeah, it might appear as a double standard, but for me personally, I wouldn't be offended if someone asked me my age.
Oh, I get that. Like, again, that's why I say what I say. Like, double standard or not, I'm still gonna do what I need to do for me, because this is my this is my peace of mind, and this is how I choose to protect it, which is I will ask the hard questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Leave it. Even how you react to that makes me, I listen and I judge. So it's not.
What
I
happens if we listen and we don't judge?
judge. And even I judge from the moment you even start reacting the way you act. I'm like, I'm putting my two and two together. I'm calculating. The way you're acting. I think I even gave you more than that. You are very, it shows me a certain level of maturity, right?
Yeah.
Um,
So
Go ahead.
when you're interested in someone, how soon do you let them know that you were married before?
Oh, off rip. Off rip.
I know the first day I met you, you told me.
Yeah.
The first day.
Listen, I am throwing some people, again, people can see me, they'll be like, oh, look at this guy, he's, probably single, or, or got all the girls over him, or whatever judgment that you have on me. I want to clear the cloud so that you can see clearly now. I want the rain to be gone. I want you to see clearly. Right? I need the rain so that you whatever storms you think you are seeing here, clear it so that A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. And then now you're like, oh, okay. And even I've come to realize that even like some women love that quality, right? In the sense that like, oh damn, like you're so straightforward, you're so honest. I'm like, why shouldn't?
Oh yeah, I would appreciate that. I would definitely appreciate that.
It's easy.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be complicated for you to be yourself. And I'm a firm believer in leading with that. It's a more sustainable practice. I'm not going to front. I'm not going to say I'm this. I'm not none of that because I'm not with keeping up appearances, right?
Yeah,
I want me from the jump, so that when you meet me here, when you see me there, whatever, you go, like, yep, that's Biggs. This is how you always be. No, anybody who has come across and be like, that's that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Simple practice.
Because it saves you so much time, because then you're not wasting time on trying to beat around the bush and trying to work out if this.
Why?
Like you've got the information straight up. Like, do I want to go another step with this? Yes or no? It's simple. It just makes it clear, crystal clear.
It's all these boxes, so that I can go to the next page.
Exactly.
Survey.
That's it.
Yeah. A lot of younger guys don't intentionally go for older women. Especially, it's not like you're walking around with your age on you, right? It's the way a person carries themselves, the way a person acts, the way a person talks. All these things can be attractive to a person. And sometimes, even though there's this whole notion of like women mature quicker than men, but every day in, day out on Beyonce's good old internet, we're finding that out to be debunked, because different women have different levels of maturity. I've seen women who are 23 and they're more mature than women who are 45. I've seen men who are 50 and they're carrying the maturity of a 21-year-old or even an 18-year-old. You feel what I'm saying? So nothing is cut dry, copy and paste as a lot of people try to make it seem. It's not a universal thing. You have to be able to make your own judgment based off of what you seek, right? If this is the level of maturity that you seek in a person and you see it and it attracts you, of course you're going to pursue it. Now, when you find out that there's an age attached to it, that it's above your belt, for lack of better words, right? For lack of better words, then it's up to you to decide that, hey, I want to continue to pursue this or what. But to me, age.
Do you have a
number?
Do you have a preference? Would you prefer older women or you prefer younger women?
I prefer matured women, and I'm not talking about age. I'm talking about mentality. I prefer somebody I can dial up. Somebody who I've dated on the spectrum. I've dated older, bro. I can't even. I've dated.
Sounds like you've dated a lot. Have you dated a lot?
Yeah.
How many? You've dated a lot.
How many what? That's and that question. Finish. Don't. You two. How many? Okay. Whatever.
How many serious relationships have you had?
Whatever.
Since you've been.
Whatever questions you're going to ask me, ask yourself that too first. Answer your own first, and I answer mine.
Okay. All right. Since my marriage was over, I've dated like 3 people. I've had three relationships. One was on camera. Hold on, no. I'm an open book, right? I had one on camera which didn't go anywhere. We more had a long distance thing, so we spoke more. And then when we met, it was just like it just fell apart. And then I dated another person, and that just communication was horrible. It didn't. You know what made me really sad about that relationship, because I love the way that he approached me. I respected him for how he approached me. We met at an event, and then he didn't like, we spoke very briefly, and then I left, and then he messaged me, DM me later, and he was like, I'd like to take you out on a drink, and I thought, oh, that's really nice. So I went out, but then it didn't work. I mean, we went, like, it just didn't happen, you know. So yeah, so that's
So you were, when you said you were in a dating pool, you were literally in the pool. You were swimming.
no, but I don't play games. I don't like jump around. No, I don't.
Move to.
I do not jump around when it comes to dating. Like, I'll tell you off rip, this is what I'm looking for. Like, I'm not here to play games. I don't do situationships. I don't do any of that nonsense. Like, if you're interested in me, then know that I'm looking for something long term. If you can't be a part of that, then please leave me alone, because I'm not looking for any nonsense, you know. So I'm a serious woman.
I hear you and I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, topic.
So no, but you haven't answered.
Answer what?
You told me that I should answer. You haven't answered.
Oh, that's what you heard. Need to hold on. Let me go and find gaslighting 101 so I can do this thing properly. I can gaslight you properly. Okay, my own is complicated though. We don't have enough time. How much more? Don't you say we have?
No, I just want to know. Have you? No, I just wanted to know if you've had a lot of serious.
Do I look like an unserious man?
On Tuesdays. Well, something else, you know.
It's maybe on Fridays I'm unserious, because Fridays is like, it's baby weekend.
Friday's that kind of day, huh?
Friday is fun day. Fun day Friday. You gotta have fun. You know, you gotta be playful, childish. The problem with me is that I don't know how to date.
Okay.
What I realized about me is that once I got out of my marriage, I treated every situationship, relationship, everything like I was married. I brought that same energy. Like, I didn't, prior to even marrying, I realized that I'd never really dated. Even though what I was doing was considered dating, I was in serious relationships. Like, it was like I treated relationships like, oh, lifelong partner, like we're doing this thing for life, right? And I realized recently that has not necessarily been the healthiest outlook. You know, I'm still
looking at the person as a life partner.
Yes and no, not necessarily. It's like, no, it's not that looking at the person as a life partner is a good thing, but literally going into it like you literally have set vow for better, for worse, do death do us apart. It's not a good approach, because you hold on to that mentality and you completely allow, like, disrespect, you know, like so many different things that you shouldn't allow.
Yeah.
You feel me? I was moving in such a bonded state. Like, I was like, oh, if I meet a person, if I sleep with a person especially, it's like, oh, we're doing this thing together for life. You feel me? If we've gone this far, like, what is holding us back? And I still move in that manner to a certain degree, but with a lot more caution. Because I don't want all my bad experiences to necessarily change me for the worse. I wanted to change me for the better. I want to learn what I've learned from it and apply it as I go. But I don't want to completely kill off the core of who I am. You know, I love
and that's so important.
One thing about me, I might come off like very, like, you know, whatever, right? But that's also who I am. But when it comes to me being in a relationship, I'm really big on companionships. Like, I'm a big lover. Like, I love to love. When I'm,
is that so?
Hey, what's this doing you? Are you okay?
No, I didn't know. I'm learning things about you. Anyway, I didn't know you love to love.
I am genuinely, like, let my boys tell you, yeah, boo loving ass bigs. Like, yes, that's me. I love to boo love. You know, blow the kisses. I do it all. If it's, you know what I'm saying? But granted, that's something I feel like any woman who's in a relationship with me deserves. Like, you deserve my love. I'm gonna give you my love, but I'm not going to disrespect you, so I don't want the same thing. I'm not gonna put my hands on you, so I want, like, there's certain things that should be just universal. But some people get into a relationship and their mentality is like to tolerate. Like, they don't have strong boundaries, right? Established. And even if they have some things that they don't accept, they find themselves accepting it because they think this is somebody that they want to spend the rest of their life with. So this is something I can just sweep under the rug.
So you
Right?
start bending your own rules.
Exactly. And I
Mhm.
realize that a lot with me. So in recent times, I've established zero tolerances. Like, I have zero. This is zero tolerance in effect. Before I didn't have.
But do you make space? You're saying zero tolerance, but do you make space for mistakes that might happen? Because none of us is perfect, right? And so if you're in a relationship and someone makes a mistake and they realize their mistake, are you flexible on that, or is it still zero tolerance? That's it. Because I feel like you'd be at a disadvantage if you say zero tolerance.
That's a great disadvantage. I get it, right? As of now, based on the past, I realized that a lot of my mistakes were I tried to take on, whether it was big brother, father figure, all these different roles in women's lives. It's not my freaking duty to do, right? Yeah, you're a man, you're supposed to provide all of this stuff, right? But what happens to it's almost kind of like when you're supposed to tolerate that as a man. It's society is saying, as a man, you're supposed to be tolerant of a woman's immaturity, for lack of better words, right? If I decide to take on this father role, and I'm basically at this point raising you, I'm teaching you how to deal with your emotions and all of this. If I have to do that, that gets taxing. For me, granted, there's some men. Yes, granted, there's some men.
But why would you be in a relationship with someone that you feel you have to train?
You don't.
In that way.
A lot of the times, and this is the problem with dating these days. People don't lead with who they are in the beginning. You most of the time, we don't know who we're even in the relationship with until they are comfortable enough to take the mask off. And that's when you realize that, like, oh God, I got a bad deal. You know?
Yeah.
Because now that's when you're in a position where you're reading the fine print of the contract. And you're like,
Yes. So that's a very difficult one, because it takes years and years and years to really get to know somebody, right? So you could have married somebody and you still don't know them. And then now you're in marriage and then all these issues are popping up, but you stick with it because you're married. Now, if you're not married, the same thing can happen, but you're not married. So you just walk away.
And that's what I'm saying, is that for me, I never.
But you have to work. What I'm trying to say is a relationship you have to work on. There are going to be some things that maybe say, okay, so for example, if we were in a relationship, right? And there's some things that I don't like that you do and you don't like that I do. And I tell you, oh, I don't like this. It's like we're trying to understand each other, right? We're trying to come to a place of, oh, now I know she doesn't like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's still like training going on. But in marriage, you wouldn't walk away because of it.
I would tell you this. In all my extremely, like, the relationship that I'll consider like very near and dear, like my extremely serious relationship. Like, every relationship to me was very serious. But relationships where I was like, yo, I would marry this woman. Like, how I like paraded this woman around like this is my wife, and we weren't even married. I left those relationships because it all got to a point where I was like, I'm literally considering my life here. You know what I'm saying? This is a live or die situation. Like, why am I with this person? Because if I continue this journey with this person, my mental health is at jeopardy. My physical health is at jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these things. And
yeah, that's what
you feel me? Mm-hmm. But to me, I've come to realize that, like, yo, how did we get here? That's always the question. Once it's all said and done, you're like, yo, how did I get here? And then you realize along the lines, it all came from tolerating. And the more people, and like, I've realized that, like, people, but in my case, women tend to push the envelope more and more with every chance you get. Right? So that becomes my zero. So now my tolerance, I don't want to wait till like I feel like, hey, my life, I almost died off of that one. Like this one almost killed me. I don't need to get to that point in life to realize that, like, no, I don't want to be with you. I've
I
literally
understand that, but
I've literally been in positions where I've told a woman that, no, you gotta, like, this ain't gonna work. You gotta pack your stuff and go. And she looked at me like, no, I'm not leaving. The hell? You know what I'm saying? The hell, like, now I gotta get cops involved. I gotta get people involved. Like, that's crazy. You feel?
yeah.
So it's like when you experience things like that, you're like, it's trouble.
I understand. I get that, but I think you also have to be careful that you don't put yourself in a position where you're now judging your next relationships on what happened before, because not every single person is the same. And I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm saying in general, you have to be careful. There has to be a balance. You know what I mean? You can't use your scars to judge what is happening now.
No, don't use your scars. Your scars are there to learn from. It's a friendly reminder.
Yeah.
Right? It's a friendly reminder, but you also have to have, this is an easiest situation to have a sense of discernment from, right? It's one of the reasons why it puts me in the state to not have those hard conversations, to not ask those hard questions. You know what I'm saying? I will pose those hard questions off rip, because now those trying times have shown me that, like, if you want what you want, you have to put in the work to do a proper vetting, right? And vet till exhaustion.
Yes.
Vet till
I say all the time, like, relationships are not just relationships. Mm-hmm. They are work. Like, are you ready? Everybody says, I want a relationship. I want to be in a relationship. No. Do you really want to be in a relationship? Because it's going to take work. It's not just, oh, I love him, he loves me. It's not that. There's serious work. There are obstacles that you're going to have to overcome. You're going to have disagreements. You have to work through them. You're going to have to compromise and say, there's going to be a lot to it. Like, do you really want a relationship? That's the first question before you put yourself out. What do you want?
I agree.
And most people don't. It's the same reason I asked somebody the other day, like, why do you want to get married? And you know how many people cannot answer that question? Why do you want to get married?
Nobody can really answer that question because they don't understand the level of societal indoctrination that is going on here. You know what I'm saying? They don't even understand. Mm-hmm. Maybe they don't really want to get married. This is why it's a very, like, this whole topic is a very complicated issue, right? Because it's almost like when you're going for a job, right? And the job is asking you for this amount of experience.
Mm-hmm.
Amount of experience, and this experience.
Then you have this.
Yeah. But, like, you're also coming from a place where it's like, hold on, I just did all the school. Like, it's. I think you get the analogy that I'm trying to get, right? But I'm basically.
Yeah.
It's horrible to date because you're not gonna get it on the first try. You're not gonna get it on the second try. You're not gonna.
You have to kiss a lot of frogs.
You get it on the 10th try. But in order, it's like, unless, this is why I believe that families, homes, are so important, because they eliminate a lot of that necessity to experience, much as experiment what is out here. When you have a well-structured home, this is why it's like, I feel like I have no problem, whether it's on the first date or even the first meet up, asking about, like, your child. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I want to share this story. I went on a date, right? A date that I met on a date. And, like, you know, it was a good night, good vibe, whatever the case is. And then we started, like, took some shots, like a few shots, whatever, everything was cool. And then I just started, we're just talking, having a real conversation, and I started asking the real questions. Yo, I full blown out mental breakdown. On that first date. Daddy, like, proper daddy issues, like, he was never there. Why did I was like, oh my God, how did we get here? But I was so thankful because I'm like, after.
Sorry.
I did what I'm a nice person. I'm a kind. and I'm not a dickhead. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, all right, damn, that's a lot. You know, I'll and this time I'm like, okay, I really don't have anything doing. I've kind of blocked off this time for this date, so
Yeah.
you know, I'll listen and I give my opinion and I give my solutions and all of that stuff. But to the extent that was, I said, hell no. Me?
Yeah. Too much trauma that she hasn't dealt.
Yeah,
And that's another thing. Before you even put yourself out there, deal with your trauma first.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean you're healed, but recognize it for what it is.
Absolutely. We've said that in a lot of previous what do you call it? Episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is deal with like self-awareness. Spend that moment with yourself and deal with it, because you don't want to bleed that into your next relationship or even your next relationship, because that was not how the night was supposed to go. You feel me? But it completely put everything down. I was like, you know, you can't do all of that and just say, hey, you want to come in? Oh, no, actually, you know, I gotta go.
It's over. It's over.
That was traumatic. You know, you know, I was like, nah, this is, you know, but even that takes a lot of discipline, because some guys are going to be like, nope, me, I'm from around the way. I'm leaving here with something. I sat here. I'm telling you. I sat here with your nonsense, like, like, you got to give me something out of the night. Me, I was like, nope, I'm afraid.
You got to pay me for this session, man. This one ain't free. This ain't free. Like,
And I fed you and I get
sign up for this.
Bend over now. Bend over me. I was like, no. I was like, well, when is this going to end? I need to get out of here, man.
And that's the reality of what happens when you don't deal with things properly.
Exactly. So there's so many things that I feel like mentally you gotta be prepared for if you want to go out here and date. Like, it ain't no cut dry. It ain't no like, hey, this is how it's gonna go. It could go like that, right? It could also go completely left. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's this.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go on. Finish.
No, I'm just saying, it's that trial and error, and you know, this is going to rope into like double standards, right? It's that trial and error that has kind of like shaped me to be this caliber of person, right? Because I know what to look out for and what not. You know what I'm saying? And granted, even though not everybody's cut from the same cloth, right? It's still my decision and choice to make in the end, where it's like, you know what? If I want to deal with this, then fine, under these conditions. But if I have a zero tolerance for it, if I'm like, nope, I ain't going down that path. You feel me? You gotta sign. Hey, in the Navy, they choose your rate, choose your fate. So the same thing, if this is what you want to choose, whatever decision you choose, you got to see it through and deal with the consequences that come with that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, it's right. You know, this is like, as you've been talking, I have so many things which I need to write down, because I feel like there's so many things that we could talk about. Yeah. We could talk about even, you know, like,
Yeah, we just don't have enough time. We can do this.
Yeah, we just don't have enough time. So that's what I'm saying. Like, for the next time, I want to talk about how do you integrate this person into your life right after you start dating. Like, how soon, if you've got kids, how soon do you start integrating that person into that? How do you handle certain issues like that, right?
I made some mistakes there too.
Yeah, exactly. So these are the realities of what it is. Do you know what I mean? Life is different on the other side of marriage. You don't date like how you dated when you were single. The rules are different. And so those are some of the things that I would really like us to talk about some more, you know.
I'm all for it. Let's get into it. Whenever you're ready, I'm here for it. We should do like
I'm here.
These days.
You don't say I'm ready.
One of these days we should do a podcast marathon, right? Where we're just like, see how long we can go. How long the recording we need to get a hold
of. Oh my god. You want these people to get tired.
Yes, we are going to exhaustion. Yeah.
No, we should. We should do one.
You have.
You know, we have these conversations all the time, right, between us. And I think next time we should just put the camera down. Like, we're not setting up. There's no introduction. Let's just put the camera down and let's just talk like we normally talk.
We gotta do that one in person. Oh, yeah, in person,
yeah, for sure.
then you have to that one you have to properly clear everything. And you know that one I'll be sipping so that my lips can be loose.
Yeah.
Because hey, we can sit here and we will rap. We will rap.
I'm telling you, we'll be having snacks and stuff because it's going to be a long one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Very long.
For it.
We might even have to throw a live in there. You feel me?
Yeah, we should go live. I was actually saying that we should do some Instagram lives, you know. We should throw a couple in there
Yeah.
so that people can ask us some questions. You don't want to do Instagram live?
That one will be crazy.
Huh?
I said that one will be wild.
Really? You think so?
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. I just don't like doing them by myself
Say what?
because I'm shy. I just don't like doing them by myself because I'm shy.
Yeah, don't be shy. Yeah, we'll think.
Because you're the talker. Between the two of us, you're the one that talks the most. You know me, I don't talk much.
I'm the talking.
No, I'm not a talker. You're the one who talk, isn't it?
I've accepted it. This is my fate. This is who I am.
See? No fight, no resistance. He knows.
What?
It's because of you that I go to bed at like 4 a.m. It's because of you.
So can you even resist me? Yeah?
Huh?
Mommy resist myself. That's serious.
What are you talking about here?
Oh,
I don't understand the question.
Listen, look how far apart we are. There's still chemistry.
Is there chemistry?
I don't know. We'll let the people decide. You think I didn't see? You think because you're melanated, I didn't see you blushing? I saw it, Papa.
What? No, I just put a little bit too much blush on this morning.
Every time I can see all 36 of your teeth, I can see it. I know what is going on.
Oh my gosh. Why are you like this?
Like what?
Like this? Why every time we come on camera, you want to do this?
Whenever we come on camera, I don't do it in person. Go ahead and lie to the people. I don't do it in person. It's only when we're on camera. Is it not worse in person? I'm keeping it demure here. You want me to take it another notch? I can do it.
I have no response.
Good. You're smart. Very smart. But nah, there's so much that can and will be talked about, obviously. But it's like, yeah, when it comes, we didn't even get a chance to address the whole 50-50 conversation, right?
We didn't. I think it needs its own.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Just make sure. Where's your pen and paper? Why you not taking notes down?
My pen and paper is here. Oh. See my book?
But it's moving.
Huh?
See? Is it moving? Just because the pen needs to be on the paper, you're not taking no notes.
It will. It's here. I'm going to put it on the paper.
So do it now before you forget. Because
Hey.
How many?
How this guy's ordering me around? Did you marry me? You're ordering me around. Did you marry me?
I don't need to marry you to order you around.
Huh?
Any space I step in, any and every space that I step into is my domain. And to have dominion over a space means to have dominion over everything that is within that space. So pick that pen and paper up and just jot down the idea before we forget. Thank you. You are ridiculous.
Oh, you like it.
50-50.
Okay. I'm gonna wrap up because these people are gonna be like, these guys are just talking. Mm-hmm. Okay. So all right, guys, that is the end of today's episode. Obviously, if you have any questions or comments or anything, put them into the comment section and we will address them. Even though I'm the only one that actually goes and addresses comments, it's fine. I'll continue to do that, I guess. But yeah. So what?
They call me Mr. Shot O'Clock, but you be shooting. You're and that's not even like handgun. You're not doing handgun movements, so you're using shotgun, double barrel. Pow!
Why go small when you could go big? Big.
Where you could go. I like that one. I like it.
Oh, let me behave myself. Let me behave myself.
You see?
Anyway,
Then what?
if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to also like, comment, and share this video. Until next time,
With the professional.
we are out. Hey, you know now. You've been putting me in trouble on here, you know. Hey. Yes.
How do I put
You're giving them too much chemistry. You have to reduce your chemistry.